Okay, I have got the credentials from the credential manager, and that I am going to use after launch, and that the same username and password data items. I'm going to use the write the username and the password on the particular text boxes. Text boxes. Now click OK, and expiry date, status we have, and link this link from after condition become true, the page loaded where it will come to the credential. It will get the credentials of username and password, and that will be stored into the two data items. The two data items I'm using in the write stage to write the username and a password. To write the username and a password. Now where it will go to the login, and you can login button and it will launch. The same object I am calling into the my process studio. The same object action stages where I have called into the my process studio. My process studio. Now here one more. Now if you run this, just click on a run button. Automatically it will launch the application and it will do the actions. Now if you click this, where it will go to the application. Okay, username data item is missing. Let's see inside this. Okay, that is not saved. Save and do the reset and go back to your process. Do the reset and run it now. Now run it. Click on play button. Okay, sorry. This I will come here later. Save and play button. Still, what is this? Just reset and save one more time, and just for our reference, just reset again these and close these ones and reopen the particular process. Reopen the particular process, and what is that process? Now run. Internal missing username.
Kiran,
Yes, tell me.
yeah, yesterday when you are calling the credential in our data item, then that data is populating in our data item. Right now, it's not populating. If you go to Object Studio, data is not populating in our data item. If you see,
Now see.
yesterday it was populating.
Yes, yesterday it was populating. Actually, I deleted that. There is to explain the concept. And you have the password, you have the username, you have the expiry date, and you have the status data item, where the data is coming into my data items. And now where you can see here, where you can see these, if you run, where it launch the application and it pass the username and text box and where it's logged into the application. Okay, here there is no issue with this, and go back to the your process. Actually the problem is the with the data transfer. Now where I have created here the object, save, save, and the process, save this item. Let's delete this. There is a issue, I think. Let's delete this and call one more time. That's it. Now where you can go to the action stage and call the one more time the same object. Now go to the, what is our object? Our object is application2 underscore object. And what is the action? Where we have the only one action called login and launch, and give the same name, launch, launch and login, and okay, and connect this start and connect this end, and right click or run this stage. Now where you can see it's a problem with the data transferring, where it's not updated the object to the process owner. Now where it is logged into the application. Now if you observe here, now what we are doing, the credential, whatever the application credentials, that we are getting from the credential manager. Now how you are getting that from the credential manager? We are getting from the credential manager by using the internal business object called credentials. Internal business object called credential. As you remember, I told in the earlier classes, we should not call the objects inside a object. We should not call the objects inside objects. Now what I am doing, I am calling here object inside the object. I am calling the object inside the object. Now where we have the credential is the one object, credential is the internal business object, and as well as I created one object for my application. Now the credential application, the application credentials I am calling by the internal business object in the application object. Now what I want to do, as per the best practices, I should not call the objects inside the object. Always I should call the objects inside the process. Objects inside the process. Now in this scenario, what I want to do, I want to call the same credentials inside my process, and those credentials I have to pass to the object. Those credentials I have to pass to the object. Whenever you want to pass the data from one object to another object, what you have in between? You have in between the process. You have in between the process. How you can pass the data in between the object to the object means by using the data items. By using the data items, where you can take the from the credentials to the process, from the credentials to the process, from the process to again you will pass to the your application object by using the data items, Now what I will do, I will delete here. I will delete my credential manager. I will delete my internal business object credential here, and what I will do, expiry date I no need, and again the status is not required. And let's do this, save, and where I am going to do the same actions inside my process. Now as my already I am calling one object called login and launch object action inside my process. Before this, what I will do, I will call one more object called internal business object credentials. Now go here and select the internal business object credentials, and what I want to do, I want to get the credentials, whatever I have stored under the credential manager. And this is, now give the BP travel underscore whatever I have done earlier in the business, whatever I have done earlier in the object I am doing the same inside the process. Why I am doing same inside the process? As I should, as in terms, as in a best practice, I should not call the objects inside a objects inside a object. That's why what I am doing, I am calling the credentials object inside my process, and again I am calling my application object inside my process. Now I will take the credentials by in the credential internal business object, and I will pass to the my application object. Give the credentials, and output will be the username. Output will be the password, username. You click the magnet button, automatically it will create the specified data item type, data items. Now click here and status. Now give this as a get credentials. Get credentials, and okay, you have the data items. Now what you do, now password and the username and the status, and one more will be the expiry date of your credentials. And whenever you have the set of data items, always we will put into the block. Now select the block and specify the block your, and give the block name as a stage name. Now get credential. These all data items related to this particular stage. These all data items related to this particular stage. That's why what I will do, I will give the name for this particular block. Now give the like a credentials data items. data items, and where you can color it this, where you can give the colors of a different whatever you want, where you can color the data items as well as. Now here, now connect this start, get the credentials and the login application. Now you are getting the credentials from the credential manager to the process. Then how you pass to the your object, your application object. Now your application object, what is required to log into the application? What is required to log into the application after launching? Required is the username and password. Now inputs for this, input for the login page. Input for the login page is what? Username and a password. Now always where for every Blue Prism, for every Blue Prism object are the process. Process starts where we can create the inputs and the outputs. Now whatever required to the particular action page, that is the inputs. What are the things we are going to deliver from the particular action page, that are the outputs, that are now for this I need the inputs. What are the inputs? Username and password. Now where we can create the inputs? We can create the inputs in the start stage, where you have the start stage here. Now if you go to the start stage, open this, and where you can see the inputs. There is no inputs. Now where you can create the inputs now. Now if you click on add button, if you click add button, where it's created one input and one more add. Now two inputs. Now what is the inputs required? One is the username and one more is the password. Give the names. Username and one more is the password. Now let's save this. Let's save. Just you have given the inputs to, you created two inputs for your login and launch action page. Now save it, save, and reset this, and go to your process. Go to your process and open this. Now where you cannot see the any inputs, but what you do, reset this, reset, and go here. Now where you can see the username and password, where it is asking the inputs. Now where do you have this username and password? This username and password you are getting from the credential manager, that you are storing into the data items. Now those data items you will pass as an input to your object login page, your object login page. Now what you will do, username you have in the username data item, and password you have under the password data item. These two things are coming from the credential manager to the data items in your process studio. From process studio you are passing to the object studio, as you are created in the object studio of your action page, the inputs. Now what you do, go here and save this, and you are passing from here, that will go to the object. Now where you will store that, you are getting here, the username and password will come here. Now then where you will store those, where you will store means, I have already the two data items. I have already the two data items are the username and password. Now I will store the result, I will store the values, whatever is going to come from the process, in these two data: text box, text, username, text, drag and drop, and password, and drag and drop the password. Whatever the values are going to come from my process studio, that I am going to store into the two different data items, the username data item and the password data item. Anywhere from the process also I am going to get the in a data items only, that will come here, it will store into this in the username and password data item. Okay. Any doubt here? Not only the credentials. Whenever you want to pass the any data from one object to the another object, or one process to the object, or the process to the object, how we can do? By using the inputs. By using the inputs only you can pass. That can be the any data item. Any data item, any type of number, text, or any binary or anything. And again the collection also. Collection of data also can be passed through the inputs. Inputs as a where we can create that in the start block, where you can create in a, whenever it is required we will create a input. Whenever we want to deliver something, that will done through the end stage, where you can see here in a start, where you can see the inputs, and where you can see the in a end you can see the outputs, where you can see the outputs. Whenever you want to going to deliver some result from the your object action page, then that will create inside the output as a end stage output, and that will take into my process studio. Okay. Now if you run this, it will happen the same thing. Now what you do, go here inside a process and run this. Click on a play button, where it will go to the get credentials, and it will launch the application, and it will wait until unless my page load. Once it load, okay, there is no username and password are coming. Now the just you have to, where you can see from the credential manager where it came, but when you while passing, the passing is not happening. Now what you do, go to the Object Studio, just reset once and save this, and go to the Process Studio and reset once, save, save and run this. I got the credentials where it's called the where it called the object whatever we have created, and where it enter the username password and it logged into the application. Any doubt on the credential manager or any doubt on the how to take the inputs in the object, or and how to pass the values to the inputs from the process? Any doubts here?
Yeah, Kiran, while
What?
hello.
Sorry, can you one be online? Tell me. Okay. Whenever we work now, the question is whenever we work on the different applications, how to get the different application credentials. Now that will be taken care by the admin, where he will relate to now whatever applications you are going to automate in your project. Thus all application credentials he will give the names and he will store into the credential manager. Now by using the business object, internal business object credential, where you can access those, where you can access and you can use to log into the application through the Blue Prism. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, Kiran.
Tell me.
Yeah, so while I was passing the credential or any data from process to object,
Okay.
so just if used at a start stage, you take a input
Yes.
in
Yes.
Object
Yes.
Studio.
I will take
So
a
is
start
it
as a input.
required to always take a input?
No. Is it?
And if we have multiple inputs, so
Yes, you can create the multiple input. That's what I am telling. Where you have in a object, if you see here, where you can create the multiple input. You have a start, and in this you can create the multiple inputs. N number of inputs you can create it. Now there is no
and
limitation.
it always required to take input on the start stage only.
Yes, yes. Always you can take the inputs only in a start stage. You cannot take some other place.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now let's continue from here, and where I have logged into the application. After logging to the application, now we have seen how to select the how to click on a button, how to launch the application, how to use the right stage, and I want to read something values from the from the application. Now what I want to do, I want to search some here. I want to search with some value like a 100 and click the search button. After clicking the search button, the the table results are coming. Now I want to read the values. Now I want to read the reference number, and I want to read the name. I want to read the from. I want to read the to. And after reading this, I want to store this in a one data item. One data item. All I want to store this in a four different data items. How to store? How to store? How to read the value first from the Blue Prism, from the application into the Blue Prism. Now let's see that. Now what we do? Go to the your application modeler. Go to application modeler. Now first of all, to interact with the search element, first you have to identify that element inside the application modeler. Then you can pass the value right stage 100 and you can click on a button and you can read it. First to do that, first you have to identify. Go to the application modeler. Okay. Go to the application modeler. Okay, now we have done the username, password text box and login button. The next one is, the next one what I have to do, I have to identify the search text box, are now, and again the search text box and the search button. Now go here and create a one element called, search, search text box, search text box, and one more element called search button, search button. And let's see, first identify the search text box. How to identify, where we have the one button here, identify, click on that identify and move the cursor. Now if you move the cursor to the particular element whatever you want to identify, it will get highlight. Once it gets highlight, to select that particular element, control and left click, and where it's extracted the values. Now you can see here, now always uncheck the empty, always uncheck the empty attribute. Wherever you have the value as a empty, always uncheck those attributes. Uncheck those attributes, and this is the search criteria to identify the element from the application, from the search element from the application. Now apply and highlight for the confirmation. After applying, doing some changes in the attributes and all, apply it and highlight it where it is able to identify. The next one is button. The next one is search button. Identify and move the cursor, search, control and left click, and go to the application modeler, uncheck the all the empty values attributes, and here, and again the apply and highlight it where it able to identify. Now the next one is, let's do this manually. 100, let's click 100 and I search the value, and what this value I want to read from the application. This value, let's do first one value. I want to read only the reference number from the application. Now to do that, what I will create one more element called reference number, and identify and move the cursor on the data. Now what is the data you want to extract? I want to extract this data. Now control and left click, and uncheck the empties. Okay, now apply and highlight where it is able to identify the element, identify the value. Now okay, now come back to your process, come back to your object, now what you are doing now, login and launch is the one action. Searching the elements, searching the data is the one more action. Searching the data in the application is the one more action. Again, after searching, reading the data from the application is the one more action. Now to what I will do for this, to search the data, I will create an action. Now call this search values. Now after search, what I want, read the values, read search results, and in a search values, what I will do, I will search for the element, I will enter the data into the search text box, and I will click on a button. Now whenever you are navigating from one page to another page, now as soon as you log in, you are coming from login screen to the searching screen. Means there is a page load. Whenever you have a page load, always wait for the until unless page load. How you can put the condition to wait for the page load? Where by using the wait stage. Now how you come to know basically this page is loaded or not completely? If I have a search text box, or if I have a search button, then I can consider as a page is loaded. Now what I will do, I will use the wait stage. Before I search some value, first I will confirm it, the page is loaded or not. If the page is loaded, then I will go for to write the search value inside the search text box. Now go to the wait stage, and for what I'm going to wait for the search text box. Drag and drop under the element and check the condition, check exist. If this exists become true, then I will consider as the page is loaded. And what is the maximum time? Maximum time is the 10 seconds. 10 seconds to load the page. Now after the loaded, now where I will use the write stage to write the value on the search text box, where I'm writing as of now like 100. Now to write that, what you will do, drag and drop the search text box under the element and the value. Whenever you pass the values in any stages, not only the write stage, any stages, you have to put in the double quotation. Whenever you put directly the static value, you have to put in the double quotation. 100 and the value. Okay, click on OK. Where I will write, after writing, what I want to click on a button. To click the button, what I will use the navigate stage. Navigator stage. Now drag and drop the search button under the element, and action is what? Click on a center. Now I want to click on that particular box, button center. Now select that, give the name as a click on search button. Okay, click on OK and give this also right underscore search value, search value, and OK. Okay, now this is done. This action is completed. This action is completed. If this become true, where it will come to here, from here I am going to use it. Okay. Now this action is done. After done the search, there is a one more action. What is reading the value from the application? Reading the value from the application. That's I created a one more action. That's I created a one more action. Now here what you do? Here now what I want to do, I want to again the page load is there. Now you are now navigating the searching page to the result page. Result page. Again, I want to wait until unless page load. I want to wait until unless page load. Now how I'm considering the page is load. Now if my value is there. If my value is there, then I will consider the page is loaded. Now what I will do? Put the wait stage. Put the wait here and wait for the reference number. If the reference number is appearing on the screen, then I will consider as a the page is completely loaded. The page is completely loaded. Now OK and give as a 10 seconds, and this is the maximum time, but basically your Blue Prism will wait until unless just the page load. If within a 5 seconds the page is loaded, where it will go for the next stage, where it won't wait the 5 seconds, where it won't wait the 10 remaining seconds, 10 remaining 5 seconds. Okay, now this, now after this, now what I want to read the value. Once the page is loaded, whatever the reference number is there, that I want to read into the sorry, that I want to read into the by using the Blue Prism, and I want to store into the data item. Now whenever you want to read any value from the application, what you have to use? You have to use the read stage. You have to use the read stage. Now drag and drop the read stage. Now open this, and from where you are going to read, I am going to read the reference number. Drag and drop the element. Now how it will come the value? Now we are drag and drop the read. What it is going to read? What it is going to read? Now I will explain. I will show that. Now go to the application modeler. Go back to the application modeler. Inside the application where you have the reference number. Now if you see in a data items only you can see the element value. Element value. Now you identify the element. You want actually the element of value, whatever appearing on the screen. Now if you come here attributes, in attributes where you can see one thing called value. You can have a value. Now what is this value? This is the value whatever contains on the application. Now I want to get this value. Now to get that value, now what I will use? I will use the attribute read in a data type is the get current value. Get current value, where you can see where you have a one option called get current value. Now whenever you choose this get current value, whatever value contained in that particular element, that will be get extracted, and where you will get an option to store the value inside data item. Now give the name. If you write here like now what are the ways what are the options you have to create the data item? You have one place here where you can give the name and you can create it. If you click the magnet button, automatically it will create. Or you have the one more, right click and add the new child. Now like this, where you can add the new data item, and where you have the one more, where you can create here the data item, drag and drop the data item, and where you can create it. Like this, these are the multiple ways here, but here I will go and give the name like a reference number, and I will click the button. Automatically it will create whatever the name you given under the data type. Now where you can see under the text where it created the reference number data item. Whatever the value contained in this element, that will get stored into my data item. Read underscore reference number. reference number, and OK. Now let's do this. Now here and to here, and Control S. Now as of now I'm using the login and launch inside my process. Now you have the multiple actions in one object where you have to call one after another. Now I am first call the, now once I launch and login application only I can search the value. What I will do after launch and login action, I will call the one more action called search. After searching the action, what I will call one more action called reading the reference number, whenever you want to call any object actions, what we have to use, we have to use the action stage, now in this action stage, now choose what is our object. Our object name is the application2 underscore object, now why we cannot able to see the remaining actions, where you can see the only one action called login and launch. Why? Because remaining two actions we created, now that actions are not published. Once you publish, only that you can use inside your process, now go to your object, and how to publish means, go to the action and right click and select the publish, and again go to the reference, right click and select the publish, and click a Control S, save, give the description what you have done, and reset, and go to your process, reset this, and go to the action, select your object. What is object? Application2 underscore object, and you can see the now remaining two. What I want to call first, I want to call the search values, and give the same name whatever you have given for the action, search values. Now okay, and after the search values, reading the values. Now drag and drop. Now go here and select the business object, application2 underscore object, read search results, read search results. Now save. Okay, connect this now, connect. Now okay, now what do you do? Now run this. Now you have mapped as a one process all the activity: login, launching the application, login the application, and searching the value, and reading the value. All you mapped as a one process from the object, to the process. Now what you do? Click on a run button. Automatically it will start from the start block, where it will get the credential, and it will go to the login and launch, and it will launch the application once load the page, and after that it will enter the search value. It's read. Now it read the value, but I'm not able to see where the value read. If I go to object now, where I cannot able to see the value, now in this scenario where I want to do the debugging, of my solution. Now where I have to go to inside my object, and I have to see the what the value it is reading, and as it is reading the correct or not. I want to do the debugging. To do the debugging, where we have the options. We have three shortcuts, one option for the debugging. One is the F5, F10. It is like a same another language debugging only. F5, F10 and F11. F5, F10 and F11. Now F5 will be used. Now if I press a F5 now, where it will continuously execute from the start to end, till end, where it won't stop anywhere. It will execute entire solution. Now where you have the F10, will be used like for suppose now I want to start from here, set as a start, and if I press a F10 now, where it will jump only one stage, where it will go to the from start to the get credential. Now I press the F10 now. Now if I press one more F10, where it will go from the get credential to the launch and login. Now you can see where it get the credential, and it will into the launch and login. If I press again F10, where it will launch the application, and it will go to the search value. Now where it will launch the application, now where it stopped into the next. If I press again F10, where it will go and search the value. You can see where it will have search the values. Now you can see where it search the values, and we have the result. Now I want to go inside the object. Now that is the one more shortcut like F11. If you press F11, where you can go inside the action stage, Now press F11. Now you can see where you came to the business object action page. Now if you press F10, it will get execute one by one. Again F10. Now where it came to the reference number, again F10, where you can see the value, where the value will be read from the application. That is called the current value. Okay. Any doubt here, anybody? And if you press again F10, where you will go back to your process. You will get it. And one more option you have. as I don't want to execute one by one, like F10, 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 and till here, like if I have 10 different stages, do I want to do the 10 times the F10, F10? No. No. What I can do, I can put this as a breakpoint. I can put this as a breakpoint. Put here as a breakpoint. How to put the breakpoint? Right click on a particular stage and select the breakpoint. Where you can put the breakpoint like this. And once you set the breakpoint, what you can do, you can directly from here, you can play button, and till the breakpoint, it will be keep on continuously will get execute. Whenever the breakpoint will come, it will get command, it will stop there. And if you press a F there, from there you can do the debugging one by one. Array F10, array F11, something else. Now if you press here, where it launched the application and it sets the value, and you can see where it stopped in a breakpoint, where it stopped in the breakpoint. Now if I press a F11, where I can enter into my object like this, where you can again I press F5, where it read the value and it came back to the again the process and it's ended like this, where you can use the debugging shortcuts. Okay, any doubt here, anybody? How to remove the breakpoint? Like right click and uncheck the breakpoint. That's it. Any doubts? Anybody? Okay. As of today, I'm going to stop the session. I'm too much tired today, and tomorrow we'll continue from here. And if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, or you can ask now also. Anybody from online? Any doubts? Once everybody confirm, I will install the tool inside your systems. Okay. Any doubts? Okay. I'm going to stop the session. Bye everyone.
So, Kiran,
Tell me.
Kiran,
Tell me.
so will you also explain later, to get the total, if I want to, the total rows, okay, in a
No,
first row, there is a 10
don't
columns.
worry. Don't worry. I will go step by step. I have the
Yeah, then,
structured thing content.
okay,
Where I
okay,
will
that's
go through
right.
the all. I will cover each and
And
every topic. Don't worry about that.
yeah, and one thing, while we are using three different actions,
Okay.
we are calling it from the process. Okay.
Mm.
So can we call one action to the another action, like we having a search values action one action. Okay. So
Okay.
before search, we need to log in. So can I call that login and launch action inside our search value action?
Yes, yes, we can call it.
In
We can, that I will cover. That I will. Don't worry in terms of a topics wise and all. Where I will go one by one. These are the next upcoming topics.
okay, sure.
Actually, I will do that. Huh? Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
okay, okay.